What is going on YouTube? It's the Masked Matador. I typically like to accompany lemon chicken with a side of quinoa. And of course, it's really important to have a very sharp knife when you go ahead and cut the slices of chicken. Now the actual slices are going to be a certain length and it's going to be a certain thickness. That's very important. So what I have here is a couple of breasts of chicken that I got at Whole Foods, and this exact thickness, more or less, is what you want to achieve. So what I'm going to be doing is basically cutting the slices of chicken in such a way that then I'm going to flatten them with this little hammer. I'm going to take the flat side and I'm going to take a film of saran wrap, take that flat side, pound the chicken pieces lightly but firmly, and that's going to accomplish a couple of things. Number one, it's going to make it softer when you eat. Second, it's going to let it absorb the lemon sauce that much better. So make sure that you take your time to do this. You don't have to be very strong at it, but definitely firm. I take the trays typically, and what I do is I line them up so that on one area I put the flour, can be breadcrumbs. It really doesn't matter, but you basically want to coat the chicken with some sort of base of flour, breadcrumbs. And the other tray is going to contain the egg. The egg is really important because that's basically the glue between the chicken and the breadcrumbs. So what I do, like a factory, you take a pan that's pretty wide, you cover it with oil. It doesn't matter what type of oil. Sometimes I use olive oil. In this case, I'm using canola oil. And you want to bring it to basically a medium heat. And then take the pieces, run them through the egg mixture, and of course, through the breadcrumbs. Make sure both sides are coated. And finally, you're gonna go ahead and rest the chicken piece on the inside of the grease pan. That of course is gonna contain that oil. And you wanna do this one by one until it's all covered with the chicken pieces. So there, that's what it's gonna look like, guys. As you can see, we're gonna go ahead and brown both sides. So I'm starting to brown one side. You wanna use medium heat in this process. And that's basically a close-up of what it's gonna look like when it's all breaded and ready to go. So let's get this going. And of course, it's really important to take the lemon juice. I like to use this tool. That's gonna basically remove the seeds, so that's really important. And make sure that you have at least 2 lemons in terms of juice. You're gonna be basically adding this to the chicken. So one side is starting to get brown. I'm gonna go ahead and turn it over so that both sides are brown. And one thing that's really important when doing this is to make sure that the chicken is actually cooked through about 90% of the time. It's okay for it to be a little bit pink inside because we're gonna continue to cook it with the mixture that I'm gonna show you in a little bit. So, chicken broth, very important. You're gonna be adding the chicken broth along with the lemon juice to the chicken, and you're gonna basically decrease the heat so that it takes it in. And here comes the beautiful lemon juice. You're gonna be adding that in, and then you're gonna reduce the heat. I like to cover it, that way it basically cooks much more thoroughly as we go through the process. You wanna check it once in a while. Make sure to switch the sides so that both of them get covered in the juice, and then put the lid back on and continue. Basically, the consistency that you want is a reduction. This is a lemon sauce reduction we're aiming for. It's gonna be a little bit thick, and you're gonna be basically adding that toward the very end as a sauce. And that's basically what it looks like. It's actually a very simple dish, very delicious. and it's gonna be cooked thoroughly, very soft when you bite into that chicken. Great sauce accompanied with quinoa. And enjoy. Thanks for watching. Please hit the like and subscribe button. And thanks so much.